Good morning, Paul. It's Monday, the 17th of April. Here's the heads up brief for today. For the Southeast Asia production, we covered 15 issues. In North Asia, we covered 5, and for Australasia and the Pacific Islands, we also covered 5. In South Asia, we covered 14 issues, plus the major issues in Europe and the Middle East and Africa.
Okay, brilliant. I hope you had a good weekend. It's all guns blazing here, mate. I'm sure your week has commenced as busily as mine. Go ahead.
Yeah. In Papua in Indonesia, the West Papua National Liberation Army attacked Indonesian Special Forces, Kopassus forces in Nduga. Casualties are unconfirmed thus far, but seems to be several dead and dozens missing. According to some unconfirmed reports, the TPNPP has also kidnapped some of the Kopassus members, but again, no information.
Yeah, look, I've got a plethora of information coming into me on that. Suffice to say, working on an analysis of it now, but also just going through the vetting process. I would expect, and take this as a warning order, probably by Thursday or Friday, we need to have an invite out to our gold members. We're not going to have time to write a full assessment, so we'll just do a preliminary analysis. It'll be a lot easier, given the confidentiality of it, than to use that internally and conduct a brief for gold member clients at the regional level. Okay?
Yeah, sure. We'll do so. Moving to Thailand, authorities have increased security along the Thai-Malaysia border. This is after multiple bomb attacks, clashing, and shooting incidents occurred in various locations in Yala, Patani, and Nalathiwat on the weekends.
Okay, thanks very much. Just noting that every time there's an incident in southern Thailand, and indeed in Papua, and indeed all over Indonesia, Indonesian and Thai authorities say we're ramping up and escalating security. Had they been doing that, other than making a statement they're doing that, both the problems of the TPNPB in Papua and Indonesia and the issues in southern Thailand would have gone away a long time ago. The problem of both of these is a lack of will to fix a security problem, because those at the very top have congenial relationships that enable money to be made. So it's not a security issue per se. Well, it is, but of course the solution lies at a higher level, and they are the obstacle to the solution. Okay, thanks.
In Timor-Leste, according to a recent poll, the National Congress for Timorese Reconstruction has about 49% of public support. The leader of the party, CNRT, is Shanana Gusmao, who does aspire to be the next prime minister again.
Yes, look, that's very interesting. The CNRT's grown in strength over the last 3 or 4 elections. There's smaller parties coming in vogue now, as well as, of course, Fretland and a couple of the other major parties. The fact that they're polling that much, we need to look at the veracity of that poll. But if that is true, that's very interesting and very powerful, but it also bodes badly, given the clash between Janana Gusmao and Horde has become most public, and Janana moving into a powerful position such as PM's only going to flare that. Thanks for raising that attention. I've noted it, and can you note it for the presentation we're giving on Wednesday? Thank you.
Yes, we'll do. Lastly, in Papua New Guinea, the Defense Force Major General expressed concerns about the declining capabilities of the military, which, according to him, is operating at 30 to 40% of the required level.
Which is inversely proportionate to the competency and commitment of the government to govern, as opposed to govern for money. Okay, thank you.
In South Asia, in India, there's a lot of controversy brewing in Uttar Pradesh after a politician who was also formerly a gangster was shot dead by assailants while in police custody on a live news broadcast. There have been increasing concerns about the extrajudicial killings in the state, especially those that are perceived to be sanctioned by the state.
Sorry, I just missed, what state did this occur in?
Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, thank you.
Also in India and Maharashtra, 11 people died and over 120 people had health issues due to a heat wave in Navi Mumbai. most of the state is going through a heat wave, and Bangladesh is also experiencing record temperatures, and authorities warned of a severe heat wave over the coming days.
Okay, thanks.
Lastly, in Europe, so Russia said that it will draft nearly 150,000 men for military service in the coming weeks. This is as Ukraine secures aid promises of about $5 billion from the United States. More is expected from other Western countries in the coming weeks, including military support.
Look, it's been very interesting to see that America's Secretary of State has been criticizing China because allegedly, and I say allegedly with a very flashing light, whether it's propaganda, right, that Chinese componentry is being found in captured or equipments that have come into possession of the Ukraine forces, yet US can send as much weaponry as they like under the name of NATO in the name of peace. So obviously this is not boding well. China's becoming very powerful in terms of its diplomatic position. And I fear greatly that this is going to escalate as countries join NATO. Russia has a will to fight. Russia is vested in there. It's their border. It's an existential threat. America has very little to lose and a lot to gain by being a stable currency that people will flock to. The real losers are the people that America is cohorting into joining NATO and becoming victims. And it doesn't appear that people are seeing through this. Obviously, their rationale is Russia's very, very bad. Russia's evil. America's wonderful. America's good. Social capitalism and democracy is great. America will always stand by us. We can't go wrong by being on the side of blue forces. Let's just hope they've all thought that one through and have superior thinking to what appears to be some fairly logical analysis, that perhaps the victims along Russia's border are not the ones that are pushing the barrows on this. They're just mindlessly following it. And I think we're going to see a turning. All countries such as France are going to start saying we want to maintain neutral because they're thinking a little bit beyond, well, what if China suddenly does say, yeah, we're in. Okay, thank you.
That's a brief for today, Paul. Anything else from you?
No, mate, I know you're busy as I am. Cheers.